That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
Super Bowl 59 is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. Because with FanDuel's $5 million touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $5 million in bonus bets. And if your player scores the first or last TD, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. It doesn't matter if you're watching your favorite team or rooting against your rivals. FanDuel is giving everyone something to cheer for during Super Bowl 59. So don't miss your chance to score in the biggest game of the year with FanDuel's $5 million touchdown jackpot. Just visit FanDuel.com/Ike to get in on the action. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 94 WIP. 21 and over and present in Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Each $2.5 million prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct picks. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Join the Eagles Radio Network for a special Bud Light Super Bowl watch party at Live Casino Hotel in Philadelphia today. The Eagles pregame show kicks off at 3 and is followed by Mike and Merrill synced up for the game. Today at Live Casino with Bud Light.
Eagles fans, this is Barbara Schreiner of the Dudette Dental Group, the official dentist of the Philadelphia Eagles. We want to wish AJ Reed and the entire team good luck in New Orleans. Remember, get your smile parade day ready. Come visit us at PhiladelphiaEaglesDentist.com and smile like the birds.
Blow the whistle. Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. There's only one official sports bar of your Philadelphia Eagles, and that's Chickies and Pete's. Ready for the big game? Go where the players go. Don't wait. Reserve your table right now for the big game for all of our locations at chickiesandpete's.com. The best in-game experience anywhere. Be the MVP of your big game with Chickie and Pete's to-go catering. The Eagles are in the big game. Chickies and Pete's.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for University Housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With Target, checking off your Valentine's Day list has never been easier. First, surprise your favorite people with something extra thoughtful, like a soothing candle and a memorable scent, or a decorative picture frame to show off every moment. Both buy one, get one 50% off with Target Circle. And don't forget to treat yourself. Find the sweetest style for your special occasion with 20% off women's dresses now through Friday. This week, find Valentine's gifts for everyone you love, only at Target.
94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia from the Tasty Cake Studios. This is Go Birds Radio. Sports Radio 94 WIP. An Odyssey Sports Station. Go Birds!
That's right, it is Go Birds Radio, and let's frickin' go! It is Super Bowl Sunday! I
am so fired up. I couldn't sleep last night. I'm sure you couldn't either. Today, in front of us, we have a chance to be one of the greatest days of all of our lives. The stakes are high. The Philadelphia Eagles will play in Super Bowl 59 8 hours from now. James Seltzer with you in Philadelphia and down in the belly of the beast, where it's all going to happen tonight with apparently lots and lots of Eagles fans. Mr. Elliot Shorr-Parks, ESP.
What up? How you doing today, man? Man, I wish I was there with you. I wish I was in Philly. I'm sure it's crazy, but I'm so pumped to be down here in New Orleans. And yeah, today is the day. Today's the day. It's all been building up to. The season started in South Philly with me tracking training camp stats. It went to Brazil. It went to Tampa, to LA, to New Orleans. From Brazil to Bourbon Street, we're back. Today is the day. And man, I cannot wait to get to the stadium today. I can't wait to get down there. But more importantly, I can't wait to share this moment with you and all the callers, all the real ones, all the auto downloaders. We've talked about this game ad nauseum for like 2 weeks now. I'm just excited to hear how everyone's spending their day, what today's going to be like. I'm pumped, man. I can't wait for this thing to get going.
Yeah, it is day 35 of Elliot and I either doing a podcast or a radio show together talking about this playoff run. So yeah, we have talked it all out, and today is a day to get on the record. It's to talk to the real ones. It's a hype day. It's a prediction day. It's the freaking Super Bowl today. And Elliot, like I know that I am one of many Eagles fans who, to quote Ron Burgundy, is in a glass case of emotion today because I said at the top, I couldn't sleep. I woke up every hour on the hour. I got up at like 6:30. I was like, all right, this isn't happening. Like, let's just go. How long till showtime? How long till game time? And you see it around the city, man. I said it yesterday, but it's been a long time, honestly. Like even these recent Phillies runs, it hasn't felt like when I walk around the city, I see so much green, so much Eagles representation everywhere I go. I'm yelling "Go Birds" at random people on the street. I'm yelling it across the hallway at work to people at KYW. Like it's big, man. It is big. The swing today is so big, especially after 2 years ago. We're going to dive into it again. We want to talk to as many real ones as we can. 215-592-9494. And remember, in addition to us talking now, a huge day here on WIP. We're with you till noon. Then from noon to 3, Tom Kelly, Al Morgani, Joe DeCamera, Rhea Hughes, Spike Eskin, John Ritchie, Jack Fritz will all be on at points. We've got a blockbuster show, then 3 to 4 countdown to kickoff, 4 to 6 pregame from Live Casino, and then live on YouTube as well. And this is an important thing. After the Eagles Radio Network pregame show, stay tuned as Merrill and Mike will bring you the pregame festivities and ceremonies live from New Orleans. The play-by-play will be synced up. You can sync it up to the action you see on Fox. So turn it to turn on the TV, turn it down, turn on WIP, and you can listen to Merrill and Mike call a freaking Super Bowl. All right, we're going to go to the phones in a bit. We want to get right to the phone today. We want to get as much reaction, as much prediction, everything as we can from this is a day for the listeners. This is a day for all of us. Again, I said it before, it has a chance. It's rare that you can wake up in the morning and say, today is a day where millions of people could look back on it as one of the great days of their life. And that is the stakes tonight. We're going to get to the phones in a minute. Elliot, final thought here about where you're at, how you're feeling, what you're seeing down there. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so I remember being outside the link prior to the game against the LA Rams, and it was going to snow. And I remember thinking to myself that day, there's certain days you wake up and certain days you go to the stadium, and you know that day is a day you will remember for the rest of your life. And we remember how magical that day was. Saquon running through the snow, all the big plays, celebrating for everybody and that win. Today is obviously one of those days. But today, what I think about as my final kind of thought before we, go to the phones and I hear from everybody is just like, today is the day to be the best day in the history of the Eagles franchise. They have won the Super Bowl before. This is not their first time. But this is the chance to witness the greatest team we've ever seen wear an Eagles uniform win the Super Bowl against what is arguably one of the greatest teams of all time, if not the greatest team of all time, when you consider they have won 2 straight Super Bowls. This Super Bowl will not be handed to them today. They absolutely have to go out there and be great. But when I think about this Eagles team, at every single moment they've needed greatness this season, they've gotten it, whether it's from Saquon, whether it's from Jalen, whether it's from the defense, whether it's the coaching staff, whether it's Quinion, whoever, Jalen Carter, whoever it is. Every single time me and you have talked prior to a big game, primetime game, Thursday, Brazil, all like they've showed up. The snow game, the playoffs, the NFC Championship game. They have absolutely showed up when they've needed to be great. And they'll need to be great today. But if they show up and they do it, by tonight, we could be talking about we just witnessed the best Eagles team in the history of the franchise, the greatest moment in the history of the franchise, if they can hoist up that Lombardi trophy today by beating Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I've been thinking about it a lot. I mean, it really does feel like one of the more talented teams in the salary cap era that I ever remember, just top to bottom. We talked with Drew from Westchester yesterday. We'll hear from him again today. But, the great stat, it is tied for the most wins ever in a Super Bowl, a 15-win versus a 14-win team.
Yeah.
Like, it's a titanic matchup. And to your point, unsurprisingly, I did it last weekend, and yesterday again, I watched Super Bowl 52 while I was hanging out at home after the show. And
there you go.
But it crystallized something for me that I thought, when Super Bowl 52 happened, and still, look, nothing will ever compare in a lot of ways to the first time, right? It was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time we ever won a Super Bowl after all those years, and thinking we might die, and people did die. My dad died without ever seeing a Super Bowl. Like, so many people died. So many people, generations of family didn't get to see it, and it felt like, especially with the storybook, Nick Foles of it all, like that group of guys, it felt unreplicable. It felt perfect for a first one, and even the last Super Bowl in 2022, I obviously desperately wanted to win. It meant so much, but it was like not quite the same type of thing somehow. And it's not the same, but somehow, because they just lost this team 2 years ago, and we went through that pain and the ride of what it took to get back here, and just how likable this group is with Saquon coming in, and all Bond and Becton, all these wonderful people coming in this group of guys who we care about. Like, somehow, Elliot, it does feel like it can be maybe not like first time special, but that special in a different way. And I didn't think that was going to happen, man. Like, this is such a special group of guys, and what they've gone through, and what Nick has gone through, and Jalen, and the fact that, they were 3-2, and we were talking about firing the head coach this season. That was this year, and they've lost one game since, and it was the one Jalen got knocked out of. Like, it has just been it's a group that you could be proud of. It's a resilient, tough group that fought against adversity and bounced back and found a way to greatness again. And I'm just so proud. I'm so proud of this team to be an Eagles fan. And man, we freaking deserve it, dude. We freaking deserve it. We have 2 championships in my lifetime. We have 4 teams, Elliot. The Chiefs have won more championships with Patrick Mahomes, one team, that I've seen in my life in the last 5 years. So, like, we deserve this, man.
Yeah, and I think what makes this one feel so much different than 2022 is in 2017, to your point, it was the first one ever. So it was years of struggles. And when they won that Super Bowl, you thought about the early 2000 Eagles and how bad they deserved it and didn't get one. And they were all back at the parade. But that team in 2017 had a lot of guys we had known for a long time, like Jason Kelce, Brandon Graham, Lane Johnson, Malcolm Jenkins. Nick Foles had been around for a long time. Doug Peterson had been with the franchise in some capacity for forever. I think when 2022 happened, it kind of came out of nowhere, and it came like with the group of guys that we were still getting to know, right? I think that now today, and I think why you probably feel the way you feel, is because now not only do you want it for yourself and for all the Go Birds listeners and all the Eagles fans, like, I want it for them.
Yep.
I think after what they went through in 2022, after what they went through in 2023, and now everything we've been through with them together, with Nick, with Jalen, with AJ, Saquon this season, the rookies, like, these are guys that we have seen, especially Nick and AJ. I mean, Nick and Jalen, let's be real. Nick and Jalen have been crucified nationally time and time again. And we had to watch them lose that Super Bowl. And then we had to watch them go through the collapse. And we've seen them come out from that rubble better for it on the other side. So they deserve to end this night tonight with a trophy. I can't take watching another heartbreak for these guys. Like, so when I think about why you think this one means so much more and why it feels more like 2017, It's because we've been waiting for it. In 2017, we were waiting for the first one. With this group, we've been waiting for their moment. And it feels like tonight deserves to be their night.
215-592-9494. Tonight deserves to be their night. Right now, it's your time. We want to talk to as many Go Birds listeners, as many WIP listeners as we can to get on WIP the day of the Super Bowl. I know that Elliot and I, it's an honor for us to be able to talk to you on Super Bowl Sunday when the Philadelphia Eagles are playing in the Super Bowl. So hop on with us and get your opportunity to talk on WIP. We want to talk to as many listeners as we can. Let's start it out where we do normally Saturday, but every Go Birds radio at this time. Let's go to Abington and talk to our buddy Tom. Yo, Tom!
Fellas, how we
doing? There he
goes. Woo!
Man, the Super Bowl Sunday, yo, fellas, love it.
Well, listen, this game has been picked apart every which way. We've had 2 weeks to let this marinate in our brains. And as I walk around Center City this morning getting my coffee, nothing but green, nothing but Go Birds, smiles everywhere. Tonight's the night, boys. This is it, man. This is it. This is the day the dynasty died and the day that Saquon wrote his story for the NFL this year. Happy birthday to Quadzilla.
Happy birthday
to Super the Gene.
Yes.
This is going to be a fantastic evening, guys. I got nothing but joy in my heart. I will pour out on the North Broad Street with Skylar at the end of this, and we will be partying for another championship in the city of brotherly love.
Tom, I love it. And you
There it
mentioned
is.
Skylar and Jared. I mean, they were so much younger. Like they were teenagers when this happened, you know, kids, and now you get to celebrate as an adult with that. I mean, becoming adults. It's magical,
amazing.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, Jared will come back up from DC for the parade. Snow, no snow, doesn't matter. Let's get this, boys.
Go Birds, Tommy. Awesome. Great
Man,
first call. Yeah.
Very cool.
And he's right. Like I said it before, but it is, it's really, I know you're down there in New Orleans, and I want to hear, tell me in a sec how it is down there, because I've seen reports, but I mean, here it really is, it is overwhelming the amount of green you see everywhere. It's like people will not leave their house without wearing it. I made sure to put on Eagles hat when I walk Ruben around the block. Like, it's just like, people are like thoughtful about, like, I have to represent. Elliot, I've seen a lot of tweets the last 24 hours, especially talking. I saw Dan Orlovsky say 10-1 Eagles fans. I'm seeing all kinds of people saying, you know, airports are flooded with Eagles fans. Eagles fans are taking over. What's it been like down there? And have you noticed a shift over the last couple of days?
Yeah, I've noticed a shift to even more Eagles fans. I mean, I've been here all week, and from the second I landed, walking around New Orleans, you just see so many Eagles fans. But as Monday became Tuesday, Tuesday became Wednesday, and all of a sudden, you know, it's Friday night, it's Saturday night on Bourbon Street, there are just Eagles fans absolutely everywhere. And I was happy to see Dan Orlovsky say that, because sometimes I think, since, you know, I'm from Philadelphia and I'm used to seeing Eagles fans take over all the away games, maybe I'm jaded, maybe, you know, the Eagle green just stands out to me more. But no, I mean, everybody that's here is seeing it. You talk to any national reporter, and one of the first things they say when I tell them I'm from Philadelphia is, man, there's a lot of Eagles fans here. So, you know, Bourbon Street on Saturday afternoon was obviously, as you would expect, insane, but it was probably 90% Eagles fans. Like, there's just so many more Eagles fans that traveled here for this game. And A, it makes sense because the Chiefs have been to a bunch of Super Bowls. But B, to be fair, the Eagles, this is now their third Super Bowl in not a small amount of time, and the second in 3 years. So, I mean, one thing that's really stood out all year, and look, you can hear it when we talk to callers, you can hear it with Tom from Abington, like, this fan base is fired up for this group of guys and for this team. And I've seen it again. They took over Brazil. They took over LA. They've already taken over New Orleans. They did it earlier in the year. So I'm not surprised at all, but it is Eagles, midnight, and Kelly Green, like, everywhere you go.
I love hearing that. And I said it yesterday. It would just be, I mean, we've all watched so many Super Bowls, and, you know, when you watch on TV, I know you'll be there, Elliot, but when you watch on TV, like, you just don't hear fans for a team. Like, you'll hear a little cheer here and there. Maybe you'll get an Eagles chant, you know, deep into a game when everyone's quiet, you could hear it. But, like, to actually potentially watch the Super Bowl and it feel like an Eagles crowd, like that could be something that could be a really unique viewing experience just as a football fan, you know?
I think it's a big deal for the team too. Like
Totally.
this is an Eagles team that absolutely loves to get fired up. Like I can't wait to watch them run out of the tunnel tonight to what will likely be, and almost definitely will be, a home crowd. Like it will feel like playing in Philadelphia tonight. There'll be corporate fans there. There'll be a small amount of fans that are just at the Super Bowl to be there. And yeah, there will be some Chiefs fans. But if the Eagles early on give Eagles fans something to get riled up about, it could really, really start to take over. And especially in the Superdome, like the Superdome gets loud. So me and you have talked about it. Eagles fans at a dome would be the best home field advantage in the NFL. And I think they might have that tonight.
Let's keep it rolling on the phones. We mentioned him before. He said yesterday he was saving the big game voice for today. Let's talk to our guy, Drew in Westchester. Drewsif.
What up, baby? It's time. It's time. Let's go. If y'all don't mind, what I'd like to do is I'm going to throw one thing out. I'm going to let Elliot respond, and then I'm just going to go for a minute or two, and you'll know when I'm done.
All you, brother. Good? Go ahead.
So I know I typically, sometimes had a habit of asking Elliot a question at the end of my call. I'm going to ask one at the beginning. Elliot, is the Many Men video queued up for approximately 10:30 p.m. Eastern tonight?
Oh, you already know. I got the Many Men Nick Sirianni video ready. Got a nice little caption for it. I can't wait to tweet out Super Bowl Many Men tonight.
Our guy's going to make some money tonight.
Oh, he definitely
He
is.
is,
Love
he is.
it. All right. I think one of the best things someone can do is admit when they're wrong about something. I like to think I get my fair share of stuff right about the Eagles, and I get excited when I do, but I get plenty of stuff wrong too. And one of the things I got wrong was after 2022, I said that was the best Eagles team I would ever see. Like, could we get back to the Super Bowl? Like, sure, but I thought it was just a once in a quarter century roster. I never thought we would have that combination of talent and depth again. And then 2024 came around and proved me wrong. And not just better, but proved to me that we could do it differently. Paying a stud running back, homegrown corners, having elite linebacker play, not having a stud edge rusher, but knowing that's okay because so many guys on the defense are so good. And I'm going to get a little abstract here for a second. I think the birds are always a constant in our life, even in down years. We know we get to watch them at least 17 times. And I never want to steal another caller's point, but I heard Rios the other day say something that I thought was so moving and so powerful that I just want to build on for a second. The idea that tonight can really lift people up who aren't okay right now. I'm not saying the Eagles are a magic elixir when them winning the Super Bowl is a fix for everything in life. That's not the case. But, these past 7 years after we got our first ring, it's been hard. The world's been hard on a lot of people. There's, people in this fan base who've been through, stress related to jobs, careers, relationships, people who've been to hell and back again, real stuff. And this team has the power just to bring everyone together tonight. You guys are giving me a platform to share stats, to share my opinion. You helped get a tweet of mine on Pat McAfee's show, and I never take none of that for granted, trust me. But what it's really about is this community all wanting the same thing, all pulling in the same direction. I'm honored to call the two of you my friends and to have befriended so many fellow callers. And I love y'all and what this has become. And tonight, that's what it's all about. Finishing the job so we can celebrate all around the world in the post-game pod chat on Broad Street, Westchester, Abington, Phoenixville, New York, Richmond, Columbus, Tennessee, Texas, Fort Lauderdale, Syracuse, Ocean City, Vancouver, Denmark. And I'm going to conclude on this. And Seltzer, I'm hitting the table for you as I'm doing this. Y'all may remember 5 weeks ago, I didn't want Saquon to go for the record. I talked about how we had a bigger goal in mind. And I made the analogy of, a parent having to tell their teenager, you can't go to the party tonight because you got a big test tomorrow. Well, gentlemen, after tonight, there will be no more tests. In fact, there will be no rules at all because Sirianni Island is about to throw the biggest rager this fan base has ever seen. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! I love y'all! Let's go! Win a Super Bowl!
Drew! Love you, buddy. What a
That
freaking
was-
call, dude. And
That
like,
was unbelievable.
I have goosebumps right now. Justin
Me
Durazio,
too.
producer
Same.
in the studio, can see it. I have goosebumps. And honestly, shout out to Rio, shout out to Drew. I mean, it's such an important point, and it's why I keep talking about the fact that millions of people, like the impact on their lives that can happen tonight, the memories that we can share with friends and family and community. To that point of Drew, like this WIP community, the Go Birds community. I mean, we have become friends with so many amazing Eagles fans because the Eagles fans have become friends with other Eagles fans, communities all over the world, like we just talked about, like Drew just went through, all the people who call our show. It's really special to share this. I mean, that's why we watch sports. Sports are a communal thing. You know, that's why you go to sports and you have this experience with other people cheering and sharing this live event together. Like, sports are meant to be communal, and that's nowhere else more than this city. So, Elliot, that was awesome.
That might have been the best WIP call I've ever been a part of. I mean, that was, you want to talk about goosebumps. Like, I'm sitting down in my hotel room doing the radio show. I stood up and had to walk around while that was going on. I mean, that was crazy. And I thought the coolest thing too was just hearing, Vancouver, Tennessee,
Denmark,
Texas, Westchester, Denmark, like Richmond, and what's crazy is you hear those places and we all know who we're talking about with there because we've talked to those guys every week. But I'll take it a step further too and say, that's what's cool about this Eagles team as well. And I think you're absolutely right, James, when you talk about the community that the Eagles have built with fans. And, I'm lucky to call Drew a friend, like you said, and so many callers that I've met have become my friends. But that's the same vibe I get about the guys in this locker room. Like, you just watch the videos the team produces this year, and I see them interact 4 days a week in the locker room, right? I'm in that locker room almost an hour a day, 4 days a week. And I see them joking around all the time. I see them hanging out. I see them making plans together. And they're not guys that knew each other 4 years ago. These are not guys that have been together for forever, but these are guys that have come from all over the world, all different colleges. I mean, literally all over the world when you consider Jordan Mailata. And they become friends. So yeah, I think tonight is about everyone that's come together for this team, celebrating it and ending it in the right way.
215-592-9494. Drew right there, a perfect example of why we want to get as many callers on the air during our show as we can. I see one of the best callers at WIP waiting to get on next, plus your calls as well. 215-592-9494. It's a special Super Bowl Day edition of Go Birds Radio. Don't go anywhere.
This is it.
This flock of Eagles is heading to New Orleans.
A championship season in the making.
I don't care how we win, as long as we win.
Now the Eagles head to New Orleans with their eyes on the Lombardi Prize. The Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. The Verizon pregame show starts at 4. Then Merrill and Mike have the call.
The season started with Merrill Reese and Canton, and it's going to end with the Eagles down in New Orleans.
Followed by the PDQ Restaurant Point of Sale Systems postgame show on your exclusive home for the NFC champion Eagles. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
The FanDuel Kick of Destiny is back, and this time it's every Manning for himself. This Super Bowl, two legends will take the field in a sudden death field goal showdown. Peyton versus Eli, live from New Orleans. One kick to claim ultimate family bragging rights. Who will rise to the moment? Pick your winner now in the FanDuel app in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. And if you back the right brother, you'll earn a share of $10 million in bonus bets. It's the FanDuel Kick of Destiny 3. Make your free pick and don't forget to tune in to watch the showdown live during the Super Bowl 59 pregame show on Fox at 3 p.m. Eastern. May the best Manning win. Download the app or head to FanDuel.com/JohnR, JONR, and bet with FanDuel, official partner of Super Bowl 59. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 94 WIP.
21 plus in President, Pennsylvania. No purchase necessary. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is comfort to you? If you say 1, you frighten me. But if it's 10, you're Hutchinson Heating and Cooling's kind of customer. We think your comfort should always be a 10 inside, even if it's 11 degrees outside. Our fully stocked trucks and same-day service can make that happen fast. And whether it's maintaining the system you have or installing a new HVAC, Hutchinson's money-saving warranties and rebates, plus flexible payment options, are a 10 out of 10. Schedule your visit at hutchcomfort.com today.
Hey, Joe DeCamera here. Valentine's Day is almost upon us. And if you're still dragging your feet, here's my advice. Get to Family & Company Jewelers. You're guaranteed to walk out with a gift that will last forever. They've got a huge selection of 24-karat gold dip roses in pretty much any color you can imagine. Mention this ad or use code word HAMMER online at checkout and receive 10% off any gold dip rose. The perfect Valentine's Day gift is right on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey at Family & Company Jewelers.
Hers has been rooted in Philly for nearly 8 decades, so you know they're riding with the birds. Remember to stock up for this Sunday, because a game this big needs even bigger flavors. From hers to the birds. Good luck down there. Hers, rooted in Philly.
At Mainline Health, heart care is heartfelt. We listen, we treat, we innovate. So when you want more heart care options, turn to the place where human care happens.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi, my daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are gonna need a bigger cake.
Now through March 21st, get fast, reliable 300 megabit Xfinity internet with unlimited data included and an unlimited mobile line for just $30 a month for 1 year. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan, auto pay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity internet required. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
Right now at Wendy's, get 2 of these fave items for just $7. The spicier classic chicken sandwich, Dave's single, or 10-piece nugs. It's an incredible deal, but an insanely difficult choice. Do you go double chicky sando, both spicy and classic, 1 beefy and 1 chicky? Or maybe you go all in on one and go Nug Max. 2 faves for just $7? Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time only. Select a request 2 for $7 deal to redeem. Not valid in a combo or with saucy nugs. Single item at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Gearing up for the big game? We are too. Join us on the Moth Podcast for a special episode dedicated to hilarious true stories about football, family, and growing up.
I loved Franco Harris so much that in 1975, I invited him to my bar mitzvah. And he was so cool that he actually sent me a telegram.
Each week on the Moth Podcast, we share stories that are funny, strange, and above all, true. Find the Moth Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
99% of Chiefs fans couldn't tell you who their quarterback was before Mahomes or what state their city is in. Eagles, Chiefs, the Super Bowl. Pre-game starts today at 4 on your exclusive home for the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
It's Go Birds Radio. Justin DeRazio on the 1s and 2s. Well freaking done there. Go Birds Radio presented by the Bet Parks, and Sportsbook app. Elliott Shore Parks with ya. James Seltzer with ya. Till noon on Super Bowl Sunday on WIP. Remember, later, for the game itself, after the Eagles Radio Network pregame show, stay tuned as Merrill and Michael bring you all the pregame ceremonies live from New Orleans, and the play-by-play will be synced. So you can watch the action on Fox, turn the volume down, sync up WIP, and listen to Merrill and Mike. 215-592-9494. It's Elliot James, Go Birds Radio. We want to talk to as many listeners as we can today, as many real ones, and none realer than our guy Chuck in Mount Airy. Chucky!
Merry Super Bowl, fellas!
Let's go!
Go! Hey, listen, Phelps, I couldn't sleep last night.
Me neither.
Phelps.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I just was tossing and turning. My wife asked me. She says to me, "What's wrong?" But I said, "I just can't sleep right now." She said, "Yeah, you're like a kid on Christmas Eve."
It's exactly right.
Yeah. I just felt like a kid on Christmas Eve waiting to get up on Christmas Day. And you know what? Christmas has come. Christmas have come in February. And I tell you right now, everybody out there listening, this thing is about history. The Eagles are going up against not just the Kansas City Chiefs. They are going up against destiny in this game. You know, they're trying to stop something that's never been done before. And if they bring this thing home, I tell you, it's going to be a celebration around the world, around the globe. You know what I mean? That there's never been felt before, and especially in this tri-state area. Let me just say this to you guys, right? A couple weeks ago, I got into it with Seth about Ban the Fan here. And I take Ban the Fan here serious, man, as far as when it comes to the Eagles. Sixers, all that stuff, but especially with the Eagles, man. You know, this is for those guys, some of the Eagles fans that passed away, that have never seen this team win a Super Bowl. You know, the elders in my family are still living right now and actually get to see this team become good. And when the team wasn't so good years ago, you know, the 700 level guys, you know what I mean, that spent their last dollar to come and see this team play, even when they wasn't the greatest. You know, I'm going to tell you another person that couldn't sleep last night. You think Jeffrey Lurie got much sleep last night? You think Howie Roseman got much sleep last night? You think Jalen Hurts got much sleep last night? Saquon Barkley? Those dudes want this too. And Jeffrey Lurie's been a great owner since he's been here. And he has not had too much return on his investment. Now it's time to cash in. It's time to cash in. We got a chance to solidify our city and our sports team, the Philadelphia Eagles, as being one of the greatest franchises in NFL history. And it starts tonight. It starts tonight. Now, what I want to see done tonight, right? And I don't know, and I'm just going to do this is the analyst part of me. That's it. I'm going back to the fan part. I just would like to see Kellen Moore and his offense do a little bit more hurry up, you know, a little bit more up tempo, just so Spags can't get his blitz packages in there as like he wants to make the Chiefs uncomfortable. But that's all I want to see them do. And the other game plan is up to Nick and Kellen Moore and those guys. But I would like to see that a little bit more because it gets Jalen in the rhythm and then it stops the blitz from coming as much. That's just my opinion. But when it comes to this game, I'm telling you, man, there's no bigger game in the world than the Super Bowl. And for us to be in this moment right now, we ought to be appreciative of this. And Seth was right. It's a two-part argument. Seth was right a couple weeks ago. When I look back at where we come from and to where we at right now, I can't do nothing but be appreciative. But we got to close the deal tonight. We got it,
Chucky. We got it. Like and great call, brother. Go Birds, my friend. Go Birds. Yeah, and he like Elliot. He's right. And you know, I said it last time, especially because it was coming right off of the World Series loss. But you know, especially after being there 2 years ago and losing to this same team and seeing how hard it was for Jalen and Nick and all these guys to, you know, get back on track after that Super Bowl loss, and just knowing throughout the history of the Eagles and our fandom how hard it is to get to that game and to win it. You know, like the stakes are always high in a Super Bowl, but they are absolutely significantly higher in this one than they were 2 years ago, Elliot.
Yeah, I mean, it's an uncomfortable reality that nobody wants to face today, especially in these few hours before kickoffs. But you know, we'll talk about it for a few seconds here. Like, if they lose tonight, I mean, it's just going to be really, really hard to get back. Now, I do understand we're saying that with the reality of knowing that 2 years ago we thought that, right? And they are back. And to Drew's point, which I thought was an excellent one, they're back with a better team. So I don't know if I can sit here anymore and say a team ran by Howie Roseman can't get back, right? But we also lived through 2023 and we saw how hard it was to come off a losing Super Bowl and to get back next year. There's a reason no team has done it for like 40 years in the NFC. And I don't think that, only a few times in the AFC. It's just really, really hard. So between the season they've gotten from Saquon, the fact that they're healthy going into this game, we haven't talked about Brandon Graham's playing tonight. Right?
I mean, Nakobe Dean's the only starter.
Nakobe's the only one.
21. Last time it was 22 and 22. This time it's 21 and 22. It's nuts.
Yeah. And look, the heart breaks for Nakobe. He deserves to be out there tonight. But yeah, I mean, they have a chance tonight to do something really special. But when you have big chances like this against a great team in the Super Bowl, there's the other side of it. And if they lose tonight, it's a blown opportunity and you just don't know how many you're going to get. And all of a sudden you go from a quarterback and a head coach that are known for winning right now, winning all the time, 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, 2 NFC championships, to all of a sudden you enter, Buffalo Bills territory. So I think this team is going to come out all cylinders firing tonight. I think especially if they can get a lead early, like you could really, really see them start to roll. But man, the Chiefs are good. The Chiefs are a very good team. They've won Super Bowls for a reason. It's not an easy task.
Let's keep it rolling. I know this guy's confident. I saw him yesterday. He's confident. Let's talk to our guy, Black Gritty. What about?
Yep, I went to bed early, slept like a baby, and I slept in. So I don't know.
I don't know how you did that, my friend. A tossing and turning. I woke up every hour on the hour. I'm impressed.
I straight up snoozed. So just so we get out of the way, like Elliot, I'd push you out of the way of fire, and James, I take a bullet for you. Like that's how close we are. Like I drove out there to give you a hug yesterday, just so you could feel my confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So. As far as the fandom's concerned, I want to put this out there for the fans. This win that we're going to get is to teach you a lesson. We are so passionate. We are so hard on our stars, okay? And so many of you listening to the sound of my voice have been so down on Jalen Hurts. Even though all he does mostly is win, and in the biggest game of his life, he played the best game of his life, and you still rode this guy into the ground. A guy like Joel Embiid gets a pass. He's not getting that pass anymore in this city. Okay, you guys have been hard on that man, and he's got his back to another Super Bowl. Now, I'm going to turn it back on myself as fandom. I've been so critical of Nick Sirianni. I don't like any of his antics. I've called him all kinds of names, and I've tried to embarrass this man. And I've had to shut my mouth for more than half of the season because he's turned himself around. I'm going to learn a lesson about Nick Sirianni today when he gets this win. I'm going to learn to appreciate what I have when I have it. Everybody loves Allen Iverson, but I grew up running through that time period where he was taking arrows left and right. So as much as we love the fans all around the world, we're some of the hardest fans on our stars. And after today, you will learn the lesson to love what you have, the one that brought you here, the one that you're with. And this man will go down in history. Both of these men, I'm going to give them their credit. Both of these men are going to go down in history as taking down a three-peat and destroying the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty and having Philadelphia on the ascension of having their own dynasty. And if you don't believe it, if you don't know it, then you're not really a fan, because that's how much we believe in this fandom. We believe in this team like nobody's business. They're the number one team in the city, and they always have been. They always will be. And as always, I love you guys to death. Go Birds!
Love you. Go Birds! Oh, and yeah, look, I think it actually part of the, the hard edges and all that we have here ultimately makes it that much more special when you do succeed here. I mean, Jason Kelsey's talked about that, and he's such an example. I mean, he's a legend here, like in a place he wouldn't be in other places, Elliot. So I do think that passion and that fire, whether positive or negative, does go both ways,
Yeah, and one thing I don't think I've heard enough of this week, in fact, I'm not sure I heard it really at all on a national perspective, is talking about Jalen Hurts in a way where he can be the reason they win the game.
Totally.
I think so often.
Other than on our podcast where I keep saying he's going to win MVP, but yes.
Yeah. I think so often this week it's been like Mahomes is the reason the Chiefs could win. And of course he is. And then the flip side of that is, but the Eagles, well, yeah. And the flip side also is, well, the Eagles are so talented, right? And they are. But don't get it twisted. The quarterback that plays better tonight is more than likely going to win the game. Like, that's just how football works. Like, if Jalen and the Eagles are going to win tonight, Jalen's going to have to be special. And guess what? I think Jalen is going to be special. I think Jalen can be the reason they win the game tonight. He can make big plays on third down. He can make plays with his legs. He can throw the ball deep to AJ like he did in the last Super Bowl. So, Black Gritty's right that Jalen's absolutely been criticized this year. And I think for a certain portion, like fairly, he has had games where he has not played well this year. But what he has done, and I don't think the thing he's given enough credit for, is make winning plays all year. So tonight, if he does win, and I think he will, it will be because of the plays he makes. It won't just be because of all the talent around him. That'll help. But Jalen's the most important player on the Eagles every time they play a game. And I think he has it in him to be great tonight.
Of course he does. We've seen him do it. We've seen him be great in a Super Bowl. We saw him be great last week in an NFC Championship game. Like, he absolutely can be great. He has shown he can be great. And he is willing to do whatever the team needs him to win. And as a result, he freaking wins a lot. And you know, I'm like, I keep saying, I've been saying for the last few weeks, this whole, like, you know, to a certain point, you know, the whole, like, oh, all he does is win turns into all he does is win. Like, yeah, you're right. All he does is win. Guess what kind of quarterback I want? A quarterback who always freaking wins. 215-592-9494. We're going to continue to take your calls. I see some real ones on the line. We're going to get to you. Again, get on the line now. We want to talk to as many listeners as we can. It is a day to speak to the people on Super Bowl Sunday as the Eagles will play here live on WIP tonight. It's Elliot, it's James, it's Go Birds Radio. We're coming right back.
This ain't the little itty bitty teeny tiny bowl. This is Super Bowl 59. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple, like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Philly. That's code Philly for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Pennsylvania only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Your #1 choice for meats and seafood for game day food is Wild Fork Foods. They have the best prices and widest selection. Here's a sample of what you'll find. Angus beef pub-style burger, 6 pieces, 2 pounds, $12. Chicken wing selection, $2.60 per pound. Raw peeled shrimp, $6.98 a pound. Find Philadelphia area store locations at wildforkfoods.com or shop online and get same-day shipping. Be the MVP of your tailgate festivities with Wild Fork, your game day proteins.
This Valentine's Day, shop at Helzberg and get up to 50% off select jewelry, like a diamond pendant that says,
"I'm so lucky I met you."
a stunning engagement ring to say,
"Let's make this day unforgettable."
or an anniversary band to tell them.
10 years, and we still got it.
Come to Helzberg this Valentine's and get up to 50% off select jewelry and engagement rings. A perfect gift designed with the love and care worthy of your story. Visit a Helzberg store or helzberg.com.
Who's the man in a white plumbing van?
Roto-Rooter Man.
Who's the dude who clears your drain of food?
Roto-Rooter Man.
Who's the guy to keep your basement dry?
He's the Roto-Rooter Man.
Who's your friend for a pipe on the man?
Roto-Rooter Man.
If plumbing, drain, or water cleanup are the plan, better call your Roto-Rooter man. Roto-Rooter, we put water where it should be.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Surfside iced tea and vodka, refreshingly delicious, and your go-to drink this playoff season. Full of flavor, only 100 calories, and 0 bubbles. No matter where you're watching the game, Surfside is the drink when cheering on the Birds. Surfside iced tea and vodka must be 21.
Hey, Philly, this is Tom Bucks, General Manager of Tasty Baking Company. On behalf of Tasty Cake, I want to wish our team good luck in New Orleans. Be sure to have your favorite Tasty Cake treats like candy cakes and crimpets on hand as you cheer the Birds onto victory. Tasty Cake, accept no substitutes. Go Birds!
Hey, Birds fans, I have a game-changing gift idea. This Valentine's Day, spark someone's new wellness ritual with a gift from Hand & Stone. Save $30 on a 1-hour service gift card for a massage or facial, or get $60 off their massage and facial package. It's the perfect way to help someone recharge, relax, and feel their best. Go online or visit one of their 60 area spas to purchase your gift cards today for the perfect Valentine's Day gift. Restrictions apply. See spa for details.
Want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with DayQuil VapoCool. It's DayQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is DayQuil VapoCool.
DayQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Maybe we can sell Kansas back to France if we toss in Missouri. Oh, sacre bleu! Eagles, Chiefs, the Super Bowl. Pre-game starts today at 4 on your exclusive home for the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Yeah.
You'll never get old hearing the Eagles in the Super Bowl on WIP. It just, I get chills every time. Like, man, what a big swing tonight. What the stakes are just so high.
And something that also never gets old, but it's still been cool to see. You know, we just talked in the last segment about how Jalen is so doubted nationally and locally for sure. People have questions about him. One thing they can't take from him is everywhere you go here, the Super Bowl sign, it has Jalen Hurts on it. Huge picture of him above Radio Row. I'm sure he'll be all over the stadium today. So, you know, for all the criticism Jalen gets, and we've talked about it this week on the daily pods, he wins tonight. He's on a Hall of Fame trajectory.
Oh, without a doubt.
That's what's in front of him. So for, you know, as much as our opinions matter and as much as we love talking about him, like, those quarterback power rankings won't hit the same if he's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. So, yeah, I don't know if there's any player in the game tonight. In fact, I know there's not.
With more stakes, I agree.
More to gain or lose tonight than Jalen.
I totally agree with you. I mean, look, Eli will get into the Hall of Fame. You know, didn't get in this first one, but probably will at some point. And Jalen's already been to as many Super Bowls as him. I mean, Eli never won a playoff game except those 2 years he won a Super Bowl, and he's an MVP. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame candidate. Like, Jalen's 46-20. Eli was like 500 quarterback for his career. So, yeah, I mean, if he wins, like, he is absolutely on a Hall of Fame pace.
I mean, I made this point earlier in the week, and, you know, nationally people laughed and Kansas City didn't take it seriously, but the facts are the facts. If Jalen wins tonight, he will have the same amount of Super Bowl wins as Patrick Mahomes after the first 5 years. He will have been to the same amount of Super Bowls as Patrick Mahomes after the first 5 years, and he would have pretty much the same amount of touchdowns as Patrick Mahomes. In fact, he could have more if he outplays him tonight. So it's not always stylistically the most pretty or the way we're used to seeing it, but in terms of results on the field, Jalen wins tonight. There is no quarterback in the NFL more on a Patrick Mahomes trajectory than Jalen Hurts.
215-592-9494. Let's get back to the phones and go to North Carolina and talk to Dan. What up, Dan?
Jamesy, ESP, happy Super Bowl Sunday.
What up? Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, boys. First, I just want to say I've absolutely loved the daily pods on this run and guessing the jersey numbers every single time. They've been absolutely great. My favorite was ESP, you arguing with the Kansas City radio station and just pointing out stats to them, and then their response just being, "Oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes vibe." So it's really wild that no one's actually looking at the physical stats. So I got a couple of stats for you guys. I just want to look into. So when we're looking at matchups, one thing I really think we should be looking at on the offense would be AJ Brown versus either Trent McDuffie or the KC secondary. Let's not, Trent McDuffie, great player, but he is not the type of quarterback that matches up well with a receiver like A.J. Brown. He's not a good tackler. He's not as strong. He's a much smaller cornerback. And A.J. Brown did have a 50-yard touchdown over him in Super Bowl 57. So you're either going to have an undersized quarterback on A.J. Brown or a less talented cornerback on him. So that's a huge opportunity for the Eagles to take advantage of right there and then.
Yeah, Dan, I feel like A.J. has been the most under-talked about superstar in this game. We've talked so much, obviously, about Saquon and Devontae, how good he is against the Chiefs, and Goddard, how good he's been in the playoffs. But we just for some reason, AJ's kind of flown under the radar.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think,
I think he's got a big opportunity here.
Yeah,
To flip on the other side of the ball, I do have one area of concern with the Chiefs offense I don't think has been talked about enough, and that is Travis Kelce. If you look into the playoffs, how the Packers, Rams, and Commanders all attacked the Eagles was through the tight end position. It was the second most targeted player for the Packers and Rams, and obviously Zach Ertz, our boy, was the number one target for the Commanders in the NFC Championship game. So it's clear that opposing teams are going to feed the tight end to try to beat the Eagles defense, and that's just one area of concern that I have going into the game.
Yeah, and I do think too, just quickly to your first point, like one thing we've seen consistently are these Eagles skill players make plays against this Kansas City secondary. We saw it in the Super Bowl. We saw it last year in Kansas City. Like, I 100% agree with your point. As good as Trent McDuffie is, we've seen these receivers make plays against them. And to the thing about Travis Kelce, I do agree it is a concern. He's really good at beating zones. The Eagles are a zone team, but they're going to have to dink and dunk their way down the field against this Eagles defense. And against most defenses, Patrick Mahomes can do that because he's really smart with the ball, and he very well might do it tonight. But if you're going to take 15, 13 plays to go down the field against the Eagles, I think they're going to end up making a play.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you fully, Elliot. And there's on one last one I've heard you both echo multiple times. I just wanted to call out too. I personally hate the conversation around the refs are favoring the Chiefs, all that jazz. Like, I don't believe in any of that. I do want to call out, yes, Kansas City is technically the NFL's luckiest team throughout this season, number one overall. But I didn't realize the Eagles were technically the fourth luckiest team also in the NFL overall.
Yeah, I think some of that, look, if you're a well-coached team that plays good football, you're going to get less penalties, you're going to make less mistakes and all that type of stuff, and that'll lead to luck. You create your own luck. I do think there is an unconscious bias for superstars. I do think Patrick Mahomes gets more calls than other players. But to your point, like, I don't think it's some conspiracy. And I do think that the fact that it's been a topic of conversation all week, the fact that the refs are on notice, so to speak, I do think they will be more wary of an egregious call there.
You're right, James, and that was a point I was going to make. It took it right out of my mouth. I'm so pumped, boys. I'm watching Super Bowl 52 right now. The Philly special is about to happen. Let's go. I got Birds 38, Chiefs 30. Give me a go Birds!
Go Birds, Danny.
There
Great call. The fire today. And yeah, Super Bowl 52, right at Philly special. It's so fun to watch that. And to think about the timeout being called the most consequential timeout in Philadelphia sports history. And then to watch Nick go over and we can't hear it because we know the mic'd up, but watching him like say it, you could see Doug's like head shoot up and be like, look at him and be like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable stuff.
Well, and the other thing from that game too is just it reminds you how special Nick and Jalen are going to have to be tonight. Like, yes, Nick was a backup quarterback, but he played like
brilliant.
a superstar in that game. It's one of the one of the best performances we've ever seen from an Eagles quarterback. And Doug's game too, going for it on fourth down late in that game, calling the Philly special. Like, Doug was special too. So yeah, Nick and Jalen, I mean, it's a high bar to beat Andy and Mahomes. They're certainly capable of crossing it, but they're going to have to be special tonight.
Let's go to Oregon and talk to Elijah. Elijah.
Hey, boys. How are we doing today?
Oh, we are
What up,
fired
Elijah?
up, Elijah.
I just want to start off by saying I'm so grateful to talk to y'all. I couldn't sleep a wink. I woke up at 4 a.m. It's almost 8 o'clock out here. All I could think about is the Super Bowl. So grateful to talk to you, boys.
We're
Thanks
so
for calling
excited
in,
to
man.
talk to you, buddy. And I feel the exact same way. Can't sleep. Can't, I tried to watch a movie last night. I couldn't even focus on it. I had to stop because I just found myself daydreaming about the Super Bowl. So I'm with you, bud.
That's all I can think about. So I got a message for Nick and the boys in green. First of all, white gloves, white
Big
shoes.
time.
Don't
Big
do
time.
anything
Yes.
to look
Yes.
at. Nothing.
Yes.
I don't want to hear any analysts talking about our Super Bowl window. There is no window. There is only today.
Thank you.
There is no
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
This is our shot.
No talk
This is
about
the only
dynasties.
one.
No talk about whatever. Like, win tonight and walk together forever, to quote Fred Shiro.
Exactly. I want heads on the swivel. I want sticky coverage. I want a foot on the Chiefs' necks. I want heads on spikes. I want violence. There is no time to be scared. There's only today. We are going to gut these guys, and the Chiefs' devil magic will end tonight. Taylor, that turncoat, is going to cry in the box. It's going to be magical. I cannot wait. I can feel it in my gut. I can tell the Eagles are going to win this game. It's going to be over 30, the Eagles, 32, we'll say 27 Chiefs. We're going to take this Lombardi home. I know it.
Elijah.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
What a call, Elijah. Great, dude. We've talked about it, Elliot, just, walking around the city, like I talk about seeing the green, you can hear it in our voices, but just the calls today. You could feel the energy that this fan base has right now.
We have talked about this multiple times. One of the highlights of our career, and because I got to do it with you and with all the callers, was doing the Super Bowl show from Arizona in 2022. And I remember that day, and will always remember that day fondly. But one thing I remember about it is I felt it was a lot more just emotion. Today, it feels a lot more like, not anger, but like fired up, like here we go. And just, you hear all the callers today. Like, one thing I'll say from a player perspective, and you brought up the Chiefs and the refs and all that, is it's something that whether we want to believe in it, not believe it, whatever, it is something they have to think about. Like, if they're around Patrick Mahomes in a big spot, unfortunately, you are going to have to think about it. And I also think for a team so built on emotion, Jalen Carter, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, they are a great defense, and they're great players because of that emotion. But obviously, a key tonight will be keeping that emotion in check. If things don't go well to start this game, like making sure it doesn't snowball, making sure there's not a bad personal foul, like playing. I know people say like playing the refs. Both teams are playing the refs in the way that is something you absolutely have to be conscious about.
Without a doubt. Yeah, it's a factor. And to your point, the Eagles, I'm sure Nick has coached them up that way. And I know it's hard in the moment to corral emotions, but they have to be really, really careful. All right, 215-592-9494. 1 hour down, another hour to go. We want to talk to as many callers as we can, as many listeners. It's a Go Birds special edition on Super Bowl Sunday. Plus, coming up next, we'll tell you the lineup for the rest of the day. A blockbuster, star-studded lineup on WIP, leading you up to the Super Bowl being called by Merrill and Mike. We'll get to that. Tell you all about that coming up next as well. Again, it is a Go Birds Radio special Super Bowl Day edition. We're coming right back.
Join Sports Radio 94 WIP today starting at 3 for the official WIP Big Game Watch Party live in Live Casino Hotel Philadelphia. Catch the WIP pregame show with Joe Giglio and Hugh Douglas, followed by the big game on the big screen, synced up with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick. Touchdown! Then stick around for the postgame show, the official WIP Big Game Watch Party live in Live Casino Hotel Philadelphia. Today, starting at 3 with Sports Radio 94 WIP. Sponsored by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Hey, Joe DeCamera here. Super Bowl 59 is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. Because with FanDuel's $5 million touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $5 million in bonus bets. All you have to do is place an anytime touchdown scorer bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last touchdown, you'll win your bet plus your share of bonus bets. So many ways to bet on Super Bowl 59, and this is one of the great ways to do it. Lock it in at FanDuel.com/hammer. That's FanDuel.com/hammer. Don't miss your chance for FanDuel's $5 million touchdown jackpot with FanDuel Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 94 WIP.
21 plus in President, Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Each $2.5 million prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct picks. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm Chris Sylvester with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The 2024 AP NFL Awards were announced during NFL Honors Thursday night. Bills quarterback Josh Allen was named the NFL's MVP. Eagles running back Saquon Barkley took home Offensive Player of the Year, while Broncos corner Patrick Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year. Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels was named Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell earned Coach of the Year honors. Meanwhile, Jared Allen, Eric Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp were announced as part of the Pro Football Hall of Fame class in 2025. Jags defensive lineman Eric Armstead received the prestigious Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Sad news from Chicago. Bears owner Virginia Hallis McCaskey died Thursday at the age of 102. The daughter of legendary Bears founder George Hallis She assumed ownership of the team following her father's passing in 1983. This has been
Colorectal cancer is the leading cancer killer in men under 50 and the second leading cause of cancer death for women under 50. The American College of Radiology urges you to get screened starting at age 45. Now, Medicare and insurance companies are required to cover not only colonoscopy, but less invasive exams like virtual colonoscopy. Talk to your doctor about your options. For more information on virtual colonoscopy, visit radiologyinfo.org/virtual CT.
Furnished by American College of Radiology.
When it comes to protecting my family's future, I want a life insurance company that's at the top of their game. That's why I got same-day coverage through Ethos. There was no paperwork, no waiting around, and no medical exam. I just answered a few health questions online, and Ethos set me up with a $3 million policy for about $2 a day. Go to checkethos.com and get it done today. That's CHECKETHOS.com. Checkethos.com. Sample rates is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
If that ceiling leak in your living room is channeling Niagara Falls, call Pro Action Restoration, the superheroes of cleanup and restoration for over 25 years, swooping in to save your home or business from water damage, fire mishaps, mold mayhem, and more. We'll handle everything from start to finish, emergency service through repair completion, and we deal directly with your insurance company 24/7, 365 days a year. Get your free estimate today at proactionrestoration.com. Join the Eagles Radio Network for a special Bud Light Super Bowl watch party at Live Casino Hotel in Philadelphia today. The Eagles pregame show kicks off at 3 and is followed by Mike and Merrill synced up for the game. Today at Live Casino with Bud Light.
This is Angelo at Family and Company Jewelers in Marlton, wishing the Birds good luck as they go for their second ring. If she is still waiting for her ring, let my team at Family and Company Jewelers help you find the perfect one. Now, let's go Birds!
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunkt Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia. Live from the Tasty Cake Studio. Sports Radio 94 WIP. An Odyssey Sports Station.
All I ever wanted was a black Grand National. Being rational, give them what they asked for.
Go Birds Radio, presented by the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app, a special Super Bowl Day edition of Go Birds Radio. 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. Coming up after us, listen to this day right here on WIP. We got you covered. 12 to 3 after us. Tom Kelly and Al Morgani will be hosting. I'm looking at TK's beautiful face right now. Can see him through the studio glass. Just gave me the fist pump. He's ready to roll. TK and Al hosting with them over the course of the 3 hours. Joe DeCamera, Rhea Hughes, Spike Eskin, John Ritchie, and Jack Fritz, an all-star lineup. Don't go anywhere. Then 3 to 4 countdown to kick off 4 to 6 the pregame. And then important, what you want to do to watch the game. Because, you know, who needs to listen to Tom Brady? I'll tell you that much. After the Eagles Radio Network pregame show, stay tuned as Merrill and Michael bring you the pregame ceremonies live from New Orleans. The play-by-play will be synced up, so you can turn the action on Fox on your TV, lower that volume, sync it up with WIP, Merrill and Mike. Watch the game the right way. All right, 215-592-9494. It's Elliot live from New Orleans and James Helter in the studio. Let's go back to the phones again. We want to talk to as many callers as we can today. And one of our faves, let's go to our guy, Tom in Dover, who I believe is actually Tom in New Orleans. Tommy!
There we go. There we go.
Listen, man, I'm down here, man. I just got my ticket.
Yeah, buddy.
The prices went down and got in my price range, and I pulled it. That's since
Love it.
643. That's where I'm gonna be at. Listen, man, I enjoyed the season, man, with y'all guys, man. Getting a chance to talk to Elliot as often as I did. You know, that's my guy. That's
My guy, too.
insider.
Love it too.
That's my insider, man. And listen, man, we're gonna win today, man. For real. I don't care. I've been giving hell. You know, that's what I do, man. I mess with people on the streets. And I'm telling you, man, the people out there, man, want us to win, man. I think we're going to win today. I think we're going to do something special today, for real. We owe these guys. We do. I'm tired of hearing this Mahomes. This ain't a basketball game. Mahomes is not going to be able to beat us by himself. Mahomes might get his. We got to shut everybody else down. And that's how it's going down today, man. I'm looking for a blowout, Jimmy. I'm going to be honest with you, man.
Oh, Tommy, I definitely think it could. I definitely think it could happen, Elliot. I know that Elliot thinks it's going to be a closer game than that, but I do think, Elliot, we both agree that if one team blows the other out, the Eagles will be the one to blow out the Chiefs.
I would be stunned if the Chiefs blew the Eagles out. I think the chance of that happening is less than 1%. But I do think there is a shot that the Eagles come out fired up and just absolutely smack the Chiefs and it gets out of hand. And I think one thing they have learned from 2022, we've heard Lane Johnson talk about it over the last few weeks, is that halftime at the Super Bowl 2022, they feel obviously they came out of that locker room a different team. I can only imagine how much time and effort they've spent on thinking how to handle it better. So if they get a big lead today, I think there's a better shot they build on it than you see a Chiefs comeback.
Listen, y'all guys, man, enjoy Sunday. Enjoy Super Bowl.
Oh,
Sunday.
Tommy, get
Let's
loud.
go.
Get loud in that stadium, okay? And bring us home a win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll call you, Jimmy, and I'll text you.
Can't wait. Love you, buddy. Great stuff from Tom going down there. And, Elliot, like we talked about, I think Tom is one of many Eagles fans who made the decision later in the week, saw the ticket prices dropping. And I really think, I know people have talked about it. Like I said earlier, Dan Orlovsky said he thinks it's a 10-to-1 ratio. Yeah. I've heard different variations on it. But I do really think we have a chance for this to be a true Eagles crowd in a Super Bowl tonight, which never happens.
Yeah, 100%. And I do think in a dome, it's going to be really, really loud there. And it's going to be really, really loud for the Eagles and against the Chiefs. And we talked earlier in the show about how details are really going to matter in this game. And when two great teams are playing, which they're both great teams, it is going to come down to little things. And if Tom is there and I'm pumped he got a ticket, I mean, Patrick Mahomes could be impacted by Tom screaming in the fourth quarter.
Oh, buddy.
That is a real possibility. And because of all the Eagles fans that are there, the Eagles are just going to have advantages around the margins that the Chiefs won't have. And in a game that, could it be a blowout? Of course, it could be. But the line tells you what to think about this. It is a very, very close game. And little things like that will matter.
Totally. The line now 1 on the BetParx app. So obviously it's been 1.5, 1 wherever you look. It is moving towards the Eagles, which you like to see, some sharp money coming in late. But to your point, look, it's basically a pick 'em line almost. Like this is basically like, pick a winner. That's as close as this game is. So it's a great point. Let's keep it rolling. Let's talk to our guy Mike in New York. Michael.
We're here, boys. We're finally here.
Finally.
So
35 days in a row, and we've made it to today.
35 days, which, let's see, 35, that would be Boston Scott.
There we go.
That's what I was thinking.
Boston Scott was the Giant killer. Who else came from the Giants?
That guy. Well done. Good work.
So, I just want to start with saying, I mean, I texted Drew, like he legitimately brought tears to my eyes with his call because he said it just brilliantly, because, James, the first thing I thought of as we're coming down this stretch was like, when I first started calling in, it was 2021. And, you and I, we just started like talking and, if anyone's called into what was the midday show, James is the first person you talk to. And as we started to get to know each other and we started to, feel each other's like vibe and energy, you're like, you know what? I told my wife that I could become friends with this Mike guy. He's like my kind of energy guy.
Totally.
And you fast forward a few years and it's like, you guys are friends. Like, I don't think of you, Elliot, as like, the Eagles beat reporter. I don't think of you, James, as, the producer of the morning show. Like, you guys are my friends.
I appreciate it.
We feel the same way, Michael.
We feel the same way. Absolutely.
I mean, we
and the
spent a trip in
community-
Baltimore together, just hanging out all weekend.
I was just going to say, Baltimore was so much fun. And, and what Drew said, and again, I'm not going to come close to saying it as brilliantly and beautifully as he said it, but the community that has come out of this Go Birds community, I love it so much. I mean, I've become friends with so many people. Drew, Richie Northeast, we text all the time. Justin in Tennessee is my boy. Jesper Richmond, Tom Doler, meeting him down in, in Baltimore. Tom Abington, Rios and I become buddies. And if I'm missing anyone, I am sorry, but there's so many people that, that I've come to grow and love. And look, me being the New Yorker here, there's no one for me to talk Eagles football with. Nobody. And, James, you and I have said this before. I got nobody. You are my lifeline to what is, honest to goodness, my most favorite city in this world. I love Philadelphia so much. So we're leaving at 1 o'clock. Myself, my ex-wife, my kids. We're going down to Philly. We're watching the game.
Hell yeah.
At
That's
Chick-fil-A
awesome.
Pete.
That's awesome.
We're watching the game at Chick-fil-A Pete's. Yep. But what we're doing is we're coming down a couple hours early because I want to just drive around all the neighborhoods. I want to drive around South Philly. James, you know how much I always talk about how much I love South Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph's was one of the best Italian restaurants I've ever been to, better than anyone in the Bronx. And so I want to drive around and just see everybody in their swag and just feel it and just feel the energy. Philadelphia is not a real city. Philadelphia is a college campus disguised as a city.
Yeah.
I love it so much. I love the passion. I love you guys. And I can't wait for the conversations and where we're going to take this in 24 hours, boys. Good luck.
Amen.
Go Birds. I love you all.
Oh, I love you, Michael. Great call. And look, I mean, we've talked about it all the time, but it's Go Birds Radio and also just WIP, the community that it creates. I mean, we have this shared love of something where, it's not just like something we like or, we pay a little attention to. We are all obsessed with the Philadelphia Eagles. We love them and we live and die with their games. I mean, the millions of people's happiness for months is going to be determined by a 4-hour window tonight. It is different here. And I know you, I feel the same way as you, that one of the coolest things about getting to do this show has been seeing the community that's sprung up because of it.
Well, and I think one of the coolest things too is just obviously, I'm lucky enough to do the pod with you. It's me and you that do the pod, but and Tucker, who absolutely crushes.
Shout out to Tucker.
Shout out to Tucker. But also if you're a listener of the pod, you hear Tom from Abington, Tom from Vancouver, Drew from Westchester, Mike from you hear those guys all the time. So, I really, I hear, and I'm sure this happens to you, but people will come up to me and they'll go hey, I'm sure you don't want to talk Eagles right now because you're not working. It's no, I absolutely always want to talk Eagles. It's literally why I love the job and why I love to do it. So I echo everything Mike and you just said.
You and I talk Eagles with each other.
Literally texting
nonstop. But
you texted me last night. I woke up to it because I did fall asleep. But just text from you, just being can't sleep, thinking about the game, can't sleep, watching a movie. Text from this morning, I'm already up. So it's
I woke up to an Eagles chant at one point. It was 6 in the morning, and I just heard someone doing an Eagles chant outside my house. So man, it's pretty special. Let's keep it rolling. Let's talk to Eric in Doylestown. Yoey. Eric?
Yo, what's going on?
There he is. What up, E?
I just want to say I've been a long-time listener. I've been a real one since 2017.
Whoa, my man!
Thank you.
Eric. It's my first time ever calling. I remember listening to John Barchard's, just amazing speech when Carson Wentz went down, and it made me just fall in love with the podcast. And you guys have made me fall in love with the sports industry, podcasting, and it's why I work in sports as I do today.
Wow, awesome. Eric, thank you, man. That's really cool.
So I wanted to quickly run this by you guys and see exactly where you think, if this is a good omen, bad omen. But I've been having trouble sleeping this whole week, and I'm a little nervous because every time I go to sleep, I wake up in this terrible dream of, for some reason, I keep falling asleep at halftime because I'm not a big fan of Kendrick Lamar, and I wake up and the game's over.
Oh no!
Chiefs won.
Oh no! That is a horrible dream.
Yeah, what a very specific dream too.
Yeah, I think are we psychoanalyzing? Are we putting our Sigmund Freud hat on right now?
Well, here's what I got. I hope it's not true, but 31-28 Go Birds. That's what I got.
Love it. There we go. Well done. A little rope-a-dope, Eric. I love it.
Yeah, I thought that was going to different way for a
Yeah.
second,
Well,
but
Eric, thank you for
maybe-
listening so long, man, and thank you for
I appreciate it,
taking
guys.
some
Thank you for
inspiration
everything
from
you
it.
guys do.
Call again, all right, Eric?
All right, for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, he rope-a-doped us there, Elliot. That was,
maybe it's such a sleeper because the Eagles are blowing him out that he's just not stressed at halftime. Maybe that's the
that's the
takeaway
thing.
from
Yeah,
Adrian.
no, that's definitely a pretty easy one to figure out. He's nervous about the game and don't fall asleep at halftime, and we're probably pretty good there. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's talk to our guy, one that didn't get to talk to us yesterday, but for 1 second to say Jim Abbott. And he won a Jalen Hurts signed jersey, courtesy of Win the Nation. Shout out to Mark in Delaware. What up, Mark?
Guys, I just want to say thanks, man, for that yesterday. My son already said that that's going to be the first thing that he puts in his man cave when he buys a house this year.
Oh, that's awesome,
That's
dude.
awesome.
That's
really
really cool.
So,
Well, you earned
yeah,
it.
he was-
That was a good answer.
Yeah, he was happy, man. So Drew had the best call ever I think I've heard on WIP.
Me too, Mark. I think it's legitimately in the running for best call I've ever heard on WIP. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that should go in the drop of the year this year. Definitely.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Just Drew, do me a favor next time. Maybe mention Delaware in your rant.
Yeah,
You
he
know?
was just I think he was trying to go with specific places outside, like far outside
Yeah.
the tri-state, thing. But yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I got you. So yeah, I'm already exhausted, guys. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, not being able to sleep.
Yep.
I drove up this morning to Pennsylvania, my favorite hoagie and cheesesteak place. Got a couple hoagies for the game. It was kind of funny because when I returned back to Delaware, I went to a pretzel place and there was about 5 or 6 people in Eagles gear. And all of a sudden a guy walks in and he's got a Cowboys jersey and a Cowboys hat on. And we all looked at him like, are you serious, dude?
What are you doing, dude?
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. So anyway, hey, enjoy the game, guys. I love your show. And go Birds.
Go Birds, Mark. Go Birds. Yeah, that I have not seen any Cowboys gear around the city. I'll tell you that much. Honestly, I am more surprised, Elliot, when I walk in somewhere and someone's not wearing Eagles gear. Like if they're just wearing normal clothes, I'm like, what's going on with you?
Well, you ready for this one? You'll like this. I have not seen any Cowboys gear either because I'm down here at the Super Bowl.
Damn straight. And it's been
Yeah,
a
you like
long
that? You
time
like
since
that?
they've
You like
seen
that?
Cowboys gear at the Super Bowl. That's for damn sure. Let's keep it rolling with the real ones. I saw him yesterday at Parks. Our guy, Ken Mincing. Kenny.
Good morning, gentlemen. What a
up,
glorious day. What a glorious day. Sunshine at 75 degrees here in Cinnamon, New Jersey. What a glorious day.
I love it.
feel-
Amen. Amen.
I feel sorry for the cities around the league that don't have what we have with not just Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni and the best run franchise in the National Football League, but this WIP community, the people that you meet, the people that you get to know, even though you never really meet them because you hear them all the time, and this forum where we can all get together and talk about how much we love our teams. And, it's funny, I was in the adult pool in Aruba in November. We met a couple that was from the same area. My wife's introducing us. My wife says to the wife, "This is my husband, Ken." She told her we lived in Cinnaminson, and the first words out of her mouth were, "Are you Ken from Cinnaminson?"
No way. I love that.
I love it.
That's now her and my wife text back and forth, and that's what WIP creates.
Yeah.
It just adds to our love of these teams. I am so confident today, and I woke up, and all I keep having visions of in my head is the Super Bowl that Patrick Mahomes lost to the to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because he was running for his life the entire game. This Kansas City offensive line can be had. That right tackle is going to be seeing Nolan Smith in his sleep for the next 30 years. And if you've got a dark horse bet that you want to lay down a few bucks for MVP of the game as a defensive player, put your money on Nolan Smith because he is going to have a day today, fellas. And this game is going to be not just a win, it's going to be a coronation. Howie Roseman, first ballot Hall of Fame, and Nick Sirianni, without question and without argument, becomes the most accomplished head coach in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's what's happening tonight, fellas. lock it in. It's going to be great.
Love it. Ken, awesome call. Great call. And I'm with you, man. And congrats to you. As Elliot and Drew are right behind you, but I think the original alone inhabitant of Sirianni Island, I think we got to give you credit, Ken. So big night.
Looking forward to it, fellas. And you're always welcome. So.
All right. You're the best, buddy. Go Birds. Yeah, Elliot, it really is. We've talked about the legacies, but like, the Howie thing. I mean, if Howie wins 2 Super Bowls in 7 years and goes to 3 with 2 completely different rosters and coaching staffs, I mean, that's pretty high level stuff.
And obviously 2 of those are with the same quarterback and head coach. And the roster is mostly the same, but like a lot of new pieces this year. It's not like the
no doubt. I mean, he had one of the great off seasons of all time,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Ken used the word coronation. Like, first of all, I love, as a fan of the Royals, I love that. But like, I mean, tonight, Howie could clinch his spot in the Hall of Fame. Like, Howie could go to sleep tonight thinking, I will be in the NFL Hall of Fame if they can win tonight.
Man, so much riding on tonight for them, for us, for all of us. And we are 7 hours away, 7 hours and 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Woo! You can hear it on WIP. We'll again tell you in a little bit about the lineup for the rest of the day. A superstar studded event day here at WIP. All kinds of hosts and special people you'll hear from. And then the game itself, we'll tell you more about that coming up next. We want to talk to as many real ones as we can. 215-592-9494. It's Elliott Short Parks live from New Orleans. I'm here in the studio, James Seltzer. It's another special Super Bowl Day edition of Go Birds Radio. We're coming right back.
Whether you're riding with the Chiefs or the Eagles, FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, has yet another way for you to win big during Super Bowl 59. That's because FanDuel has put together 2 parlays that feature an exclusive profit boost. So, if you think the Chiefs are going to win and their quarterback is going to throw for over 225 passing yards, you can bet that and get bigger winnings if it hits. Or maybe you think the Eagles are going to win and that their star running back is going to have over 100 rushing yards. That's cool. You get a profit boost on that too. Either way, these parlays are all set to bet. Just visit FanDuel.com/Ike to claim your exclusive profit boost. That's FanDuel.com/Ike to bet Super Bowl 59 on America's #1 sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 94 WIP. 21 and over and present in Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost token. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Go passionately. Go fearlessly. Go confidently.
Go Birds!
Go confidently towards your goals with First Trust, Philly's hometown bank for 90 years, and the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. We're focused on getting you over the goal line. So go with conviction. Go with trust.
Go Birds!
And go forward with us by your side. First Trust Bank, the official bank of Philadelphia Dreams. Oh, and go Birds.
Carrier has the home comfort you need and financing options to fit any budget. Right now, you can enjoy 60 months financing on a new home comfort system. Turn to your local Carrier dealer for efficient heating and cooling performance, healthier indoor air, and convenient monthly payments for qualified buyers. Visit nopaycarrier.com. That's nopaycarrier.com. Carrier, turn to the experts.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Blow the whistle. Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. There's only one official sports bar of your Philadelphia Eagles, and that's Chickies and Pete's. Ready for the big game? Go where the players go. Don't wait. Reserve your table right now for the big game for all of our locations at chickiesandpete's.com. The best in-game experience anywhere. Be the MVP of your big game with Chickie and Pete's to-go catering. The Eagles are in the big game. Chickies and Pete's.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. Check out the Honda Prologue, CR-V Hybrid, Accord Hybrid, or Civic Hybrid. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 0% APR on a 2024 Prologue, a 3.49% APR on a 2025 CR-V Hybrid, a 2.9% APR on a 2025 Accord Hybrid, or a 4.9% APR on a 2025 Civic Hybrid.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
See Joe Conklin with the City Rhythm Orchestra. It's Philly sports put to music at Westchester University in Pittman, New Jersey, February 21st and 22nd.
I'm glad I came. Best ever.
The highs, the lows, that band.
The music, the singing, everything. You laugh, you tear it up.
That's Conklin and City Rhythm at Westchester University on Friday, February 21st, and at the Broadway Theater in Pittman, New Jersey, Saturday, February 22nd. For tickets, go to JoeConklin.com.
With Target, checking off your Valentine's Day list has never been easier. First, surprise your favorite people with something extra thoughtful, like a soothing candle and a memorable scent, or a decorative picture frame to show off every moment. Both buy one, get one 50% off with Target Circle. And don't forget to treat yourself. Find the sweetest style for your special occasion with 20% off women's dresses now through Friday. This week, find Valentine's gifts for everyone you love, only at Target.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Grease the polls. Eagles, Chiefs, the Super Bowl. Pre-game starts today at 4 on your exclusive home for the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
One more time. Yeah, little Daft Punk in the house. There you go, Justin Durazio, knowing how to spin it. One more time. Let's win another Super Bowl. That would be pretty freaking cool. Elliot Shore-Parks live from New Orleans. James Seltzer in studio. Elliot, obviously, pretty neat you're in New Orleans, but did you get to spend this past commercial break talking to Al Morganti? Didn't think so.
That's the stuff you miss out on when
right?
you're unfortunately at the Super Bowl.
That's a win for me. Shout out to Al, a legend in the house. He's going to be on with Tom Kelly coming up next, 12 to 3 plus. Joining them over the course of the show, Joe DeCamera, Rhea Hughes, Spike Eskin, John Ritchie, and Jack Fritz. It's an all-star edition of a Super Bowl preview show, and then a countdown to kickoff 3 to 4 pregame will be from 4 to 6. And then this is very important. Merrill and Mike, after the Eagles Radio Network pregame show, stay tuned because Merrill and Mike will bring you all of the pregame ceremonies live from New Orleans, and the play-by-play will be synced up. So turn on Fox, turn down the volume, sync it up, turn up Merrill and Mike, bang. And Devin Caney, shout out to our own Devin Caney, undefeated on the sidelines. How about
Absolutely.
that? How about
first,
that?
First away game is at a Super Bowl. And also, not to jinx it, but we're all feeling optimistic today. You get a chance to potentially hear another Merrill Reese Super Bowl call. So
buddy.
you gotta, you can't watch the Eagles win the Super Bowl with Tom Brady talking about it. You need to hear Merrill. So absolutely got to sync it up.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Like, you know, I just heard it so many times. It's it burned in my brain. So I'm with you. The opportunity for that is super, super cool. All right, 30 more minutes for us. We want to get to as many calls as we can. Let's keep it rolling. Let's talk to Jordan in Princeton. What up, Jordan?
Yes, good morning, Philadelphia. Good morning, Eagles fans across this great nation and the world. Birds!
Go Birds!
That's the energy you needed to start the call with. I love it.
Bringing the energy today. I hope all of Philadelphia is Seltzer. This is the big Cypress of Super Bowls.
I like what you did there, buddy. I like what you after midnight, we're going to be on Broad Street.
I did, and we're going to party all night.
Don't get any of this.
I hope
it's a fish reference. Shout out to my guy.
I hope my 12th grade English teacher isn't listening. I apologize for the lack of eloquence. They hate us because they ain't us. Everybody wants to be a Philadelphia when it comes to playoff sports. Everyone's jealous of the knowledge, the passion, the fan base, the involvement, and every great character in film, TV, literature has an arc. We had a comeuppance in 2017. It was a Cinderella story. The backup leads us to a Super Bowl win. We return only to have our hopes dashed. You come back again like a phoenix from the ashes. Super Bowl 59. This is it. This seals the legacy of the Philadelphia Eagles in the championship clubs of the NFL.
Love it.
Such an incredible season. I want to shout out all of my friends, Jake, Eric. That text thread has got to be 7,000 pages long this year. Every single game, back and forth, FaceTime when we're together, when we're not together. My wife for allowing me to DVR the games when my son had hockey. Turn your phone off for me. Don't get it ruined. We're coming over watching the game on DVR. Have to do it sometimes. It's painful, but you got to. I love this city. I love this team. Seinfeld used to have a bit. He said, you root for the clothes. You don't root for the player. You root for the clothes.
The laundry.
We root for the clothes. We root for all 22 of these guys. You hear people talking about the impact makers. Who's going to make a difference? Any of these 22 guys. They're all talented. They all have the opportunity to make a difference in this game today. And if you go back, and I highly recommend everyone do this, watch the NFL Films recap of Super Bowl 57. Don't watch the whole thing. It's painful. Watch the NFL Films 22-minute recap. You watch that, you'll feel confident about this game. I know it's weird to be confident as a Philadelphia Eagles fan or as a Philadelphia sports fan in general. I feel very uncomfortable with this newfound confidence in my team. But I feel confident, and I think they're going to get it done today. And I think we're all going to be dancing down Broad Street later this week. Go Philly! Go Birds!
Go Birds! Great call, Jordan. And look, to that point, Elliot, it's funny that he said that because as I was watching Super Bowl 52 yesterday, again, for, the 10 millionth time,
right?
I said to Emily that exact thing where I was like, this game right here against the Patriots, obviously as weird as it is against Belichick and Brady, like this is the most confident I've ever felt as a Philadelphia sports fan was Super Bowl 52. Like we all knew it. If you were in this city and the underdog mass after Atlanta, the party after of Minnesota, and just going into that game, like we all knew, like we were winning. Like it was a fait accompli. Even when we were losing in that game by a point, when they took the lead, I still knew we were going to win. Like I never doubted. And I was confident in 2022. This year, like, even though I know we can lose because it just happened in Mahomes, and I get it, like, outside of the Mahomes thing, just my belief in this football team, in this group of guys, like, is as high as it's been since 2017, just in terms of, we've talked about, like, I think this is one of the greatest assemblages of talent I've ever seen on a football field for one team. Like, I'm so impressed with this group that, like, I know they could lose. I believe they're going to win, Elliot.
Yeah. No, I look, there's no point in spending the final 7 hours thinking they're going to lose, right? So, but the caller brought that up, and I know you're not going to watch 57. I respect it. You're not going to watch it. But what he said is exactly true. If you rewatch that game, you come away from it thinking the Chiefs almost won, that their win was a little fluky in a way. Like just some of the things that happened, like the punt return, the breakdowns on the defense and coverage where they got the 2 wide open touchdowns, the Jalen fumble for a touchdown. I mean, how many times in Jalen's career as an Eagle has he made a mistake that resulted in a touchdown? Like maybe 2-3 times. I can't think of many pick sixes he's thrown or fumbles. Like it just, a lot of stuff happened in that game. And not to recap the loss, but like, they outplayed them for the majority of that game and played right with them for pretty much the entire game. It was just 5 or 6 plays that they made that hurt them. So, and again, to beat them in 2023, what you just said, the talent on the roster, they have a ton of talent, and over 8 quarters against the Chiefs, they have been right there with them or outplayed them the majority of those 8 quarters.
Let's go back to the phones. Let's talk to Nacella in Ridley Park. Nacella.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
What up? How you doing today?
All right, man. Here we go, baby. Here we go. We got the Eagles. Big game today. Big game with the Chiefs today.
The biggest.
I got a good feeling that we pull this one out today, and we come away with a victory.
Yeah, I think you deserve to feel confident in this team. They have earned your confidence. I mean, James said it, and it's perfect. The reason, though, what they say about Jalen, all he does is win, is because all he kind of does is win. That is really what he's done. So I'm happy to hear you're confident. You deserve to feel confident. And I think by the end of the night, you'll be even happier.
Yep, I think Goddard has a big day today. Saquon has a big day. And we got to go Birds, baby. Go Birds today. I like to put a special shout-out out there. It's my daughter's birthday.
Nice.
And Stacy Grieco's birthday. Cooper DeJean and Saquon Barkley, all birthdays today. And E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Love it. Great calling us out. Happy birthday, Stacey. Happy birthday, my grandfather. He passed away, but 104 would have been today to Phil Seltzer. I mean, there's a lot of birthday love. Bill Berge, we mentioned, Vince Papale. It's a real birthday day.
I got to say, I'm not normally like a huge fan of naming a kid after an athlete. We've talked about it. Like, I think there's a cool part to it. I'm not like super against it. But if your kid is born today and they win the Super Bowl, I do think there is some legitimate like Saquon or Cooper talk there, right?
Yeah,
like, you share a birthday with them. They won the Super Bowl on
it's
their
one of the
birthday.
great days of our lives. And like, if you have a kid, imagine any time around now, the joy that's in your life combined with that, like you're always going to associate the two together. Yeah. No,
Also, two great names. Like Saquon's a great name.
And Cooper's
a great
phenomenal.
name.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm with you. Let's keep it rolling. Let's talk to one of our real ones. Rick in South Carolina. How you been, Ricky?
Hey guys, what a pleasure it is to talk to you both on this special day.
It's a pleasure to
So
talk to you,
excited.
man. Thanks for calling.
Love it,
So
Rick. We
excited.
haven't talked to you in a little while. Good to talk to you, my
I know.
friend.
I tried to get in last week. We'll come back to that. So, my wife has been to one NFL game in her life. I took her to Super Bowl 39 in Jacksonville. That didn't turn out so good, but I was so obviously I was so happy when we avenged that loss in
Yes.
Super Bowl 52 and took down the Patriots. So today I'm really, really looking forward to avenging the loss 2 years ago and taking the Chiefs down for our
Undefeated in Super Bowl rematches, Rick. I'll just say
Absolutely.
that. You know?
Absolutely. Go Birds.
There it is.
Hey, last Saturday, you all were asking who was going to give the fire up speech.
Yeah, for sure.
And do you know who's going to actually do that? My vote would have been Brian Dawkins, but do you know who's actually going to do that?
So
Good question, Elliot. Was there any information from last night and all that?
Yeah. So I think I believe Nick went with what he did in 2022 and had the players talk to each other, gave speeches.
Okay.
And I like that. Like, I do like the idea of a guest for sure. And it's fun to think of who would be great at it. But I do think what Nick has built this on is being motivated for each other. And so while it'd be awesome to have like a Denzel or whoever come and speak, I think it's more powerful hearing your teammates talk.
Togetherness,
I think that's what they did,
connecting,
yeah.
fighting for the person next to you.
I know they didn't win, but in 2022, the videos of them talking the night before were really cool. So I think that's what they did. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for taking my call. I'm a little under the weather, but here we go. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Love it, Rick. You went for it anyway.
Fighting through. I like it.
You got to appreciate it. And I'm with you, Elliot. I think for this group and these guys, that's the right message to send is that's who you're doing it for. As Nick always says, you're doing it for the guys in this room. So I'm with you. I think that's pretty cool. Let's keep it rolling. Let's talk to Mo in New Jersey. What up, Mo?
Hey, Elliot. Hey, James.
What up, Mo? How you doing?
Hey, doing good. I've been a long time roadie. It's a pleasure. And
Nice.
honor to
Hey,
speak to you.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Also, very fitting that you just talked about naming Cooper because I was able to take advantage of the Eagles Dog Mentality promotion. And I got a brand new puppy and named him Cooper Q after
Love
both of our
that.
lockdown corners.
Oh, that's
I like
cool.
it.
Cooper
Yeah.
Q. I like that.
Cooper
I
Q.
like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah. I didn't think Quinyon was quite the perfect dog name, so I just shortened it to Q.
Yeah.
That's
I like
perfect.
that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
Got to be a
And
good
then,
luck dog now.
It has to be a good luck dog. He's going to watch not only his first Eagles game, but his first Eagles Super Bowl.
Wow, I love
Nice.
it.
Mhm.
Nice.
And for Ellie, your vision of Saquon running to the lights, that's going to prove to be clairvoyant because something we haven't talked a ton about, as good as the Chiefs defensive line is, they miss tackles. And we know
good
that
point.
when Saquon gets into the secondary, there's no stopping him. So right towards the beginning of the game, maybe on his first touch like he did against Washington, we're going to see Saquon break through that first line, hit that secondary, and not look back. Go Birds!
Go Birds,
Hey.
Mo, and thank you for being a real one and calling in. And yeah, to that point, Elliot, this stat I saw, this is actually pretty unbelievable about about Saquon and how great he has been in terms of the long runs. Listen to this. Dan Orlovsky put this out. Saquon Barkley became the 54th player in NFL history to score 20 touchdowns from scrimmage in a season, including the playoffs. 54 players. Of those 54, he's the only one whose average score exceeded 30 yards in length, 32.5. The next most was 29, and obviously by a wide receiver. And then the next one's a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And then the next one's Gale Sayers in 1965, a completely different sport. Like the fact that Saquon, as again for this, the longest average as a running back, Elliot, like we've talked about how unique it is for the team's big play threat to be a running back, but I mean, it's historic big play threat from a running back.
Well, and also, I think Patrick Mahomes in most games he plays in is the most dangerous player on the field. And it's hard for a quarterback not to be in some ways. But you could make the argument Saquon Barkley is the most dangerous player in this game tonight, just with how explosive he is. I mean, if you get Saquon at his best tonight, I mean, he could legitimately top 200 yards. Like now,
he just did it a couple games ago, right?
Yeah, exactly. So no, I agree. And to have it over 30 yards is wild. I mean, not doing
it's
1
insane,
yard touchdowns
right?
probably helps him. He doesn't get the
sure,
tush push
but that
like
is
most running backs,
insane, man.
It's absurd. It's absurd. And to what the last caller just said, if he gets through the line, that's kind of it. Like that's why you see so many Eagles players put their hands up in a touchdown motion once he gets past those first 4 or 5 yards, because he's just impossible to bring down at that point.
And he's so fast. It's unbelievable. All right, 215-592-9494. It's a big day here. I just saw Rhea Hughes walking in a Brandon Graham jersey. She's ready to roll. That's coming up next. Again, we'll tell you what you can listen to for the rest of the day on WIP coming up next. Plus, as many calls as we can get to before we get out of here. One more segment for us to go on Super Bowl Sunday. It's Go Birds Radio. Don't go anywhere.
Join Sports Radio 94 WIP today starting at 3 for the official WIP Big Game Watch Party live in Live Casino Hotel Philadelphia. Catch the WIP pregame show with Joe Giglio and Hugh Douglas, followed by the big game on the big screen, synced up with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick. Touchdown! Then stick around for the postgame show, the official WIP Big Game Watch Party live in Live Casino Hotel Philadelphia. Today, starting at 3 with Sports Radio 94 WIP. Sponsored by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Super Bowl 59, one game, two teams, endless possibilities. And there's no better way to make every play more exciting than with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. Whether you're predicting the first touchdown, who will take home the MVP trophy or the coin toss, FanDuel makes it easy to place your bets and feel the thrill of every moment. With live betting all game long, you could jump into the action, adjust your bets, and ride the wave of excitement from kickoff to the final whistle. Plus, to make the Super Bowl even sweeter, new customers can score $200 when you make your first bet. Just place a $5 bet, and if you win, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Download the app or head to FanDuel.com/GIGLIO and bet with FanDuel, official partner of Super Bowl 59. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 94 WIP.
21 plus in President, Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is now withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sports fans, listen up. It's time to push that tush over to Joseph Anthony and take care of your loved ones this Valentine's Day. Give the gift of relaxation at Joseph Anthony Retreat Spa and Salon with 3 locations: Glen Mills, Springfield, and Center City at the Lowe's Hotel. From specialty massages to lavish treatment suites, Joseph Anthony has everything you would expect from a spa and more. Stop by Joseph Anthony today to cross the goal line or visit josephanthony.com where gift cards are available.
Boy, I guess. This is Coach Sirianni. Is Barbero the best? Boy, I guess. I'm Gary Barbero.
I'm Gary Barbero.
Hi, this is Chad Lewis.
Go Birds!
Cheats.
Super Cheat! Barbero!
It's a stud.
Tell him, Brendan Graham.
Boy, I guess.
Go Birds! Oh, yeah, now let's kill some.
Boy, I guess.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, while their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are going to need a bigger cake.
Now through March 21st, get fast, reliable 300 megabit Xfinity internet with unlimited data included and an unlimited mobile line for just $30 a month for 1 year. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan and auto pay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity Internet required. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
This Valentine's Day, shop at Helzberg and get up to 50% off select jewelry. Like a diamond pendant that says,
I'm so lucky I met you.
a stunning engagement ring to say,
Let's make this day unforgettable.
or an anniversary band to tell them.
10 years, and we still got it.
Come to Helzberg this Valentine's and get up to 50% off select jewelry and engagement rings. A perfect gift designed with the love and care worthy of your story. Visit a Helzberg store or helzberg.com.
Hey, welcome to Total Wireless. How can I help you?
Oh, my phone is panicking. It thinks I'm trading it in.
No worries. At Total Wireless, you get one line for $20 per month when you bring your phone.
Really? Only $20 a month for one line? And I get to keep my phone? Wow.
Yep, that's 50% off the base 5G unlimited plan.
Visit your nearest Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online and in Total Wireless retail stores.
I'm Greg Devon, CEO of Independence Blue Cross. At IBX, we understand this city and what makes Philly so great. For more than 85 years, we've been proud to call Philadelphia our home, and we're proud of the Philadelphia Eagles.
The best time of the year for football is finally here. The big game has arrived, and fans are excited to see who will be hoisting the trophy in New Orleans. You can get in on all the action from kickoff to final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook right now. New ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 to get $100 in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app and sign up with promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Hey, Andy. Times, hours. Eagles, Chiefs, the Super Bowl. Pregame starts today at 4 on your exclusive home for the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Oh, yeah, buddy. There it is. Well done, Justin DeRazia. That is big music for a big day. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I just saw Joe DeCamara walk in. He's ready to roll. You can listen after us. Final segment for us. But Tom Kelly and Al Morganti hosting 12 to 3. Joe DeCamara and Rhea Hughes are both in the house. They will be on with them. Spike Eskin later. John Ritchie later. Jack Fritz. And then 3 to 4 countdown to kickoff. 4 to 6, the pregame show live on YouTube and Twitter. You can check that out. And then this is important. After the Eagles Radio Network pregame show, stay tuned as Merrill and Mike will bring you all the pregame ceremonies live from New Orleans. The play-by-play will be synced up. So turn on Fox, turn down the volume on that, lift up WIP, and hear Merrill and Mike call the Super Bowl on WIP. It's man, I'm so ready for this game. I was just talking to Rhea in the hallway, Elliot. She couldn't sleep either. It seems like that's been a theme for many callers. It feels like, we talked about, like, look, we've done pods 35 straight days, you and me. We have, talked about this run for a long time, certainly the last 2 weeks about this game. But it really does feel like it's been 2 years in the making to get back to this point. And it does feel like all of that is part of tonight,
Yeah, tonight's the crescendo. Tonight is a crescendo of 2 years of work to get back here. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I've never been around a team more singularly focused on winning the Super Bowl than this team is. They felt it was robbed from them 2 years ago. They felt disappointed they didn't get there last year. And I think they're on a mission where they will not be stopped. So I cannot wait to get to the stadium for lots of reasons, but I can't wait to see how this specific group of players and coaches respond to something they have been working 2 years to get.
Totally. And we both think they're going to win. You gave your prediction 33-30 Eagles, I believe, right?
Yeah, I just think there'll be a lot of points in the game,
Yeah.
but I think they win the game. Yep.
I'm going to go 30-22, another 8-point victory like
There you go.
7 years ago. All right, let's get to some calls before we get out of here again. Tom Kelly, Al Morgani, Rhea Hughes, Joe DeCamera coming up next. Richie, Fritz, they will be on later as well. Spike will be on later as well. Let's go back to the phones. Go to Virginia and talk to Christian. Hey, Christian.
James Elliott, longtime listener, first time caller.
Hey, awesome. What a day to call.
wanted-
Happy you're in.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Hey, just wanted to share a quick story about Chris Polk Day. I can't remember.
Nice.
James Elliott talked about it, Day 32. So anyways, rewind back to 2013-14. I was against Washington. It was my first home game in Lincoln Financial with my nephew. Washington went down, scored, and lo and behold, guess who ran back a touchdown, a kick return for a touchdown.
Chris Polk?
Chris Polk.
Wow.
And, it was funny because he was crying, and it's just crazy how the game turns around. So who knows?
Yeah.
Since then we've got to share a win and a loss of Super Bowl. Fast forward 9 years now, I've got a son and a daughter. My son, he unfortunately got to witness the loss back in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hopefully bring a win tonight. I've got Eagles winning convincingly, 42-27.
Oh,
Go Birds.
Go Brett. Christian, thanks for calling, man. I love that. Yeah, I love that. I can hear it in the background. And look, Elliot, I mean, he hits on something that, is huge with this, is the familial generational thing with it. Like Zoe's 6, she can kind of understand, like she doesn't get it all, but she understands. She's like, she knows the Super Bowl is a big freaking deal. And she knows that the Birds have a chance to win a Super Bowl tonight. And for even more, kids who are a little bit older, for their parents to experience this, it really just adds to all of it. It makes it so much more special.
Yeah, 100%. And, look, because of our job, sometimes we get pulled away from stuff like this. Like I won't get to be in Philly today. I don't get to watch it with my wife or my dad or my mom, my brother. But as I sit here today in New Orleans, like I feel so lucky that I'm now part of the WIP family. I know I've been here for a few years, but just hearing all the callers today, you, Rhea, everyone that's there, Tom, Al, Spike, Ike, Fritz, Joe, Hugh, like I'm so lucky I get to cherish these moments with you guys. Like when I look back later in my life, I'll look back to these big games. I'll look back to, big moments in Eagles history. And I'll get to think about Justin from Tennessee, Drew from Westchester, Tom from Abington, all my coworkers. So you're right. It's a familia thing. But for me, you guys are my family. And so I'm so excited I get to share it.
No, it's such a great point. And for all of us, whether you're listening to WIP or whether you're listening to Go Birds Pod or whatever it is, like, this whole thing, the callers, the hosts, who are going to be on now, like Rhea, Joe, everyone, it's like they're the soundtrack to this Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like when you think back, you're going to remember this run with the voices and the thing. And to your point, it's literally an honor to be a part of that.
Yes.
But it's also for us. This is our soundtrack too, you guys, and talking to you and all that. So it's pretty awesome. Let's squeeze one more and let's talk to our guy, Peter Media.
Hey guys, I'm fired up like you, and I'll be quick. One thing I haven't heard too much over the last 2 weeks, but I think it's critical, special teams. I know Rich Gannon was on earlier in the week, Super Bowl MVP. He gave a great story about years ago. He didn't really understand just how important special teams are until Marty Schottenheimer explained that every single special teams play results directly in points or significant field position. And so given that the Chiefs and the Eagles are both good about not turning over the ball, I think you can get the poor man's equivalent, the poor man's turnover, if we get a 30-yard punt return, if we get a 40, 42, 45-yard kick return. That has the same field position effect as a turnover, and that could be critical. And it doesn't need to be, a 6-point touchdown return. It doesn't need to be a forced fumble. I'll take those, but, get Brandon Mann pinning them down inside the 15, inside the 5, instead of getting the ball started at the 32, the 35.
No, we saw it in the last Super Bowl, Peter. I mean, Aaron Siposs, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so if there's not going to be a turnover, and there may not be, what would ordinarily be a good play now becomes a great play if you can get special teams to reverse that field the way a turnover would. So that's my whole point. E-A-G-L-E-S, go Birds!
Love it.
Boom.
Eagles. All right,
There it
Elliot, your final thought. Been on the air
I
on
know.
so much over this final word before we cede the mics to Tom Kelly and Al Morgani and Joe DeCamera and Rhea Hughes and a star-studded day here.
Well, first, I love you. I'm excited we got to do this together.
Love you too, buddy.
Another
And check
time,
us out as soon as the game ends, right? If you're watching on
Yes.
YouTube now, like tonight, the WIP YouTube, on Twitter, on WIP, check it out. Elliot and I will be live as soon as the game ends reacting.
So I guess where I land on this game is they're the better detail-oriented team. They take care of the ball. They have the advantage at the line of scrimmage. They have better talent around the perimeter. In football, anything can happen. It can definitely happen against Patrick Mahomes. But I don't see this team losing tonight. They've been on a mission. They're focused. I think tonight we all celebrate. And I think the Eagles absolutely win the game tonight, and they win the Super Bowl today.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl today, man. And that, like I said at the beginning, I mean, I think this is going to go down as one of the great days of millions and millions of people's lives. Like, this will be one of the greatest days of our lives. Yeah. And that's such a unique thing to be able to know that in the moment. Sometimes things happen and after you can look back and say, oh, that was that. We know what the stakes are tonight. And, the way that sports matter here, it just means more. It just means more. And nothing means more than the Philadelphia Eagles to this city, to the fabric of the city. And man, like, this is a freaking big one, buddy. Is a freaking big one. We're going to win the Super Bowl tonight. Let's freaking go. All right. Huge day coming up. Again, Tom Kelly and Al Morganti are hosting. Al Morganti, like I said, Rhea Hughes, I'm looking at her right now. She's coming in. Joe DeCamera will be on. John Ritchie, Jack Fritz, Spike Eskin later. Thank you to Justin DeRazio doing an outstanding job producing the show. And Elliot, you don't know this, but I'm going to be able to take us out. We've done 35 straight days. If you don't listen to the pod, you might not know, but we have been ending the pod every time with an all-time great Eagles chant from our guy, Justin in Tennessee. So one last time, Justin, take us out, buddy.